I'm logging into somebody else now that has permissions to recruiting, so we're going to click on this. A letter of offer is the letter you give an applicant that's passed your interview process, any of your screenings, and you're going to give them a letter that says, here's your pay, here's your possible benefits, maybe you're getting relocation, maybe you're getting a signing bonus, right? And what we're going to do is run the single offer letter for 2 separate people, right? Because then we'll get to see how smart it is, because these people might be different, right? They're in different requisitions. This person's a QA tester, right? And then we're going to run Nitesh over here. And Nitesh is an operations manager. That's what the job requisition he's applying for. And we'll go next, and we'll generate these 2 letters. Perfect. Our documents are done. Let's take a look. All right, here's our 2 letters of offer. Let's take a look at some of the features here. So our first letter appears to be for Nitesh. Right, so on behalf of SpinFX IT, you'll be reporting to Maya Cooper, that operations US department you'll be working in. We can see here he's getting a base salary and he's also getting a bonus. And if we look, it seems like he's also getting relocation, which is nice, right? What you also see here is this section is actually editable. So sometimes when you're doing recruiting, you can't build logic into everything. For example, you may have negotiated, you will also receive 5 weeks paid vacation. Right, not every bit of logic you can always put in an offer, or you can put into the system. There are exceptions to any rule. But notice the other sections are not editable, right? Only this one is. You can pick and choose what sections you want to change, like maybe salary. You definitely don't want to change. That should come from the offer, etc. You don't want to give the recruiter carte blanche to change that. Let's look how smart this is, right? This is Nitesh's letter, and we see he's got his bonus and his relocation. Same letter generated for a different requisition. No bonus amount, right? No relocation. So the letter was smart enough based on what was included in the requisition or the job offer detail out there to determine what should be included in the letter. What we also see down here is this process has been set up to do digital signature, right? So if I kick this off, it's going to go do a digital signature first to Anna Singh for them to sign it, Joe Flores, who is the hiring manager, for them to sign it, and then finally to the candidate. So we actually have 2 steps of approval in here before it actually gets to the candidate to sign. And we could push that away right now if we wanted to. So that's how smart a letter can be, given that it's can have the specific content that you need based on the requisition or the offer or the application, anything that goes into it out there. And if we wanted to, we could send this off through a digital signature workflow. What I kind of want to do now, though, is kind of step into recruiting for a minute. Let's go into the recruiting module, and let's talk about doing this in an automated way. So in other words, when something occurs on the requisition or the job offer or the candidate, it can fire off an event that will actually start a workflow process for this. What Strato has the capability to utilize is intelligent services. Intelligent services and success factors are very specific events that occur, but success factors tracks them. And when they actually get fired off, we can catch that in Strato and trigger a workflow using our workflow engine, kind of like what we showed in the slide deck. Because here's what I have is Nitesh has been put here into the offer status. But one of the events that gets fired off in the intelligent services is a change of candidate status right here. So when we change the fact that his offer has been approved, and then we save it, this is actually going to trigger an intelligent services on the back end that's going to talk to Strato. Strato is going to kick in its workflow engine and then start a workflow process. I believe the workflow process for this is set up to go to the recruiter, the hiring manager, and then eventually to the candidate. Let's see what that looks like. All right, so I've migrated over to my Strato demo recruiter email. As what I can see here is I've gotten a notification as a recruiter that there's something I need to approve, right? So please find the enclosed letter of offer for Nitesh, who applied for the position of operations manager in our best run HQ company. And here's a link. So as opposed to a digital signature, this is just a simple approval process, right? So what I have here are 2 buttons where I can reject or approve this letter. It's the same letter that we saw before where we have our bonus and our relocation. So as the recruiter, I'm going to press approve. And this workflow has now been approved. There's some other steps in here, such as going to the hiring manager and the candidate. So let's take care of that as well. All right, we can see now that we're over here as our hiring manager, and we can see we've gotten the next set of workflows for Nitesh. And it's the same type of email, please approve. So we're going here. We're now the hiring manager. Okay. Same letter, we do approve or reject. By the way, at this point, if we had rejected this, it's going to change the status to reject it on the candidate requisition out there. But of course, we want to get through this whole process, so we are going to approve it. You can see now we're here at the candidate, right? And we can see that their email is different. We are happy to extend you the offer, the job offer position of operations manager. You can click through the link here. Please use your first name as the password so we can password protect these things, right? The prior ones, when we clicked the offers, we were already logged into SuccessFactors as those people. So it did a single sign-on into the system, saw that we were who we were, and allowed us to approve it. Here, this guy doesn't have a SuccessFactors account yet, right? He's not an employee. So to view it, we're going to use the first name to open the offer. Let's see what that looks like. All right, so Strato is asking, what's my first name? Nitesh. Validate. Nitesh, capitalized. All right, now that it's loading, it looks like it opened in my other browser. We now have our final approval for the candidate, and we can simply say accept. And it will go back and do what it's supposed to do. I believe in this case, the letter gets stored back in SuccessFactors. So that's how you can use our workflow engine to improve your offer letter process.